Hi everyone, I'm Sandy and welcome back to my channel. It is Tag Tuesday and I have a tag for you. It has been a little bit since I have done a tag. Not sure why, just been busy and saw this one and just really loved the questions, so wanted to do it. And I was tagged in it, so I'm very excited. This is an original tag that was created as a collaboration by Sean the Book Maniac and Heather from Soggy Expat Book Nerd. I originally saw it actually on Scott and Nell's channel, Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, and then Gina Stanier just tagged me in it. So I thought, why not go ahead and do it now? And I love the randomness of these questions. They are super fun. So let's go ahead and get going. So one, soggy. Cold soggy fries, yay or nay? Okay. I can do cold. I can do soggy. What I cannot do is if you put fries in the refrigerator and then take them back out and eat them cold. Something about that hard, like, no, no. But if they've never been refrigerated and they're just lukewarm cold and soggy, I could completely do. Though fries don't usually last that long in order to become old and soggy anymore. When I was younger, yes. Number two, expat. Have you ever lived abroad? If not, would you? I have not, but I would. We have actually been seriously considering living different places when we retire, and everywhere we travel, we always are looking at it with the idea of, could we live here? Do we think it's a possibility? So yeah, I definitely hope to live somewhere else at some point. It's one of my kind of things I've always wanted to do. It's not feasible right now since I'm caring for my parents and I have family here. I have a lot of friends here, so it would be very difficult for me to move right now. But at some point, maybe. Number three, book, a trip you took and or would like to take because a book or author made you want to see it in person. I don't have anything as an example for this one. I haven't searched out anything like that. The one thing I would do is, or that I do like to do, is search out libraries when I travel. I haven't found like one of these amazing libraries that are just this beautiful structure yet, which is what I'm always hoping to find. I certainly will also search out bookstores pretty much anywhere I go. I do want to go to the little town in Portugal that's all bookstores, and I don't remember the name of it. Yeah, if I could do that, I totally would do that. But it's not really related to a specific book or an author, so I don't know. Number four, book, a book or author from Canada and or Wales you'd like to read. So I'm going to pick the one that I am reading right now, which is Margaret Atwood, Cat's Eye. So this will be my third or fourth Atwood novel that I'm going to be reading. I'm actually starting this today as a buddy read with Heidi from My Reading Life. Move that. Heidi from My Reading Life. I love this cover, this Bloomsbury edition. It's just so pretty. I love that silver on the cover, but we will be starting this today. So yeah, Margaret Atwood. Okay, number five. I love these random questions. So five, random, embarrassing parent story time. A time your parent or guardian embarrassed you to your core and you're still recovering, or a time you were that parent. Okay, so I will admit to being a bit over enthusiastic at some baseball games. I'm sure my son is still mortified about that. I don't know what it is about a child sports team that made me lose my mind, but it's like, why am I yelling right now? It's a kid's baseball game. Okay, so that was one. The other one wasn't a specific thing that my parents did, but my mom, when I was a teenager, decided that I needed to get a perm. Big mistake. She cut my hair shorter, gave me a perm. I ended up with like kinky curls. I'm so thankful there's not a single picture of me during that time. Yeah, let's just say junior high was not a pleasant experience for me. I had braces, I had horrible perm. It was not good. So yeah, but that's the one thing I was embarrassed. I'm still recovering from that. Yeah, it's very bad. Moving on. Maniac. One or two things other than that, one or two other things you are a maniac about, aside from, obviously being a book maniac. The outdoors, no question, no second place even. I am a fanatic about the outdoors, biking, hiking, kayaking. Yeah, my happy place is my outside. That's all I really want to do. If I'm not inside reading, I want to be outside doing something. And I scuba dive, I paddleboard, I hike. Yeah, I've been on backpacking trips. I've been on multi-day kayaking trips. Yeah, anything in the outside. I also will volunteer for outdoor events as well. And yeah, it's my favorite, without a doubt, outdoors. Number 7, random. Have you ever been hideously lost, literally or figuratively? Definitely lost. I was watching Gina's version of this, and she was talking about being on a work trip and being lost in Detroit. It reminded me I was on a work trip to Wisconsin. My home office at the company I used to work for was in Wisconsin, and I just wanted to go to the store at like 9 o'clock at night. Why? I don't know. Other than I can't remember what time I got there. I was supposed to go to the store, and I got in the car confident that I knew where I was going. I don't remember if I didn't have cell phone signal or why I didn't have a navigation on. I don't remember that. This was about 15 years ago now. And so, or if I even had that option 15 years ago, I have no idea. So driving to the store, made it to the store just fine, and then go to leave and took the wrong way on the freeway, and then thought I could get back by going on an off ramp and going a back road. No, now I'm really lost. It's negative 10 degrees outside. I have limited cell phone. I don't know where I'm at. And if my car stops running, I'm in serious trouble. It was terrifying. I ended up going back to the store and then going back out again. And it was one of those that the freeway ramp you had to take didn't look like the right way to go. It was like you had to go to Milwaukee or something in order to get back to the way I needed to go. But it was counterintuitive. It's like, why am I not going here? It was the weirdest thing. But my favorite being lost story is from when my husband and I first went to Europe. So we went to Europe for a couple of weeks in order to go to a family's wedding, or wedding in our family, and we were staying with a cousin in Switzerland, and we decided that we were going to do a trip to Italy and then go back and go to the wedding that happened to be in Germany. And so we had a car that we had rented, and we drove to Italy. Don't drive to Italy. There's no reason to. Take the train. It was not a good experience driving in Italy, especially Milan. It was terrifying. But we were in Florence, had spent a few days in Florence. We were on the last couple of days of our trip, heading to Venice, and stopped and got gas, and then driving, suddenly car starts shuddering, shaking, stops running. We're now on the side of the road, and we're calling the rental place, and they're like, well, where are you? Italy? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm like, I don't even know what freeway we're on. I have no idea. Police car pulls up behind us, starts directing traffic around us. Even though we were on the shoulder, they were still being very cautious and directing cars. Next thing we know, lovely tow truck is there, pulling our car up on it. We were given no option at all. I'm like, well, is this our tow truck? I mean, is it from the rental place or is it a different one? My husband's like, I have no idea. So you just kind of go, okay. So they load up the car. We get in the cab. The driver speaks no English. They speak French and Italian. We speak Farsi and English. And starts driving. His name was Nunzio. He was lovely, but we obviously couldn't communicate. Takes us to a garage. We have no idea where we're going. We have no idea what city we're going to. We couldn't have told you at all. So he pulls in to a garage, and immediately the doors start closing. And we're standing there going, what are we supposed to do? We had no idea what was going on, and thankfully someone came down from upstairs and who spoke English. He was from Romania, I think he was, and helped us communicate and found out, well, it was lunchtime, and that's why they were closing. They were closing for 2 hours, and there was no, we're stuck, can you help? No, it was, they were closing for 2 hours. We were able to contact the rental place, which was great. We took this lovely individual out for lunch as a thank you for helping us communicate. And he said we were very, very lucky that this had happened on a Monday. Because if this had happened on a Friday, we would have had a very lovely weekend in Barberino. And we're like, and that's when we figured out where we were, Barberino, Italy. Before that, we had no idea. Yeah, we got the car. We made it to Venice, but way late. Yeah, it was a thing. Don't drive in Italy unless you have to or you want to. Take the train. It's so much easier. So that's one of my favorite stories. I will always remember his name, Nunzio. All right. Number 8, random. A memorable encounter with a stranger. Okay. So I do have one of these. One of my very good friends and he and I would go to the theater pre-pandemic. It's one of our favorite ways of keeping in contact. So we would go, occasionally to different shows. And while our spouses both enjoy the theater, they don't love it like we do. So he and I would go. Always so much fun. So we'd go have dinner, and he dropped me off at a restaurant, and goes to park the car. And I'm waiting. 15 minutes later, he's still not inside. I'm like, you can't have stood me up. I came with you. I don't know what is going on. And it took another 10 minutes, and he finally comes in, and he has, some random person behind him, because he had wanted to wear a bow tie and didn't know how to tie it. And I don't know how to tie a bow tie. So he just kind of had it on, and he stopped some random stranger on the street, and asked, do you know how to tie a bow tie? And the person said yes, and tied his bow tie. So he invited this random person to our meal for a drink. And it was the weirdest person. He made up so many stories. He said he was everything from an interrogator in Iraq, all these things. It was like, I don't remember at what period we figured out he was really full of complete and total crap, but there was a point we were both looking at each other going, okay. And then the person said something about knowing Farsi, which I actually know some Farsi, and I actually said something. I was like, my name is Sandra in Farsi, and blank stare. And my friend was like, oh my gosh, don't say anything else, because I just want to make it out of this meal, okay? He sat there the entire time we were eating. It was the weirdest scenario. I'm like, oh, you owe me. My friend owed me for quite a while after that one, but it's the best story. Who asks a random person on the street to tie your bow tie in order to go to the theater? Love it. And if you knew this friend, yeah, this is very much a thing that he talks to everyone. He just talks to everyone. No fear in talking to anyone. I love it, though. It's so much fun. You meet a lot of really interesting and cool people that way. All right. Number 9, random. What did you want to be when you grew up? If you have now achieved that in real life, what's it like to be a fantastically stable as an adult asking for a friend? I am thankfully very stable as an adult professional, but when I was young, I had designs of being a teacher, and I'm so thankful I never became a teacher, because I don't think it would have worked for me. I am in technology. I work in IT, and that suits me very, very well, and suits my personality really well. So I love that part of it. I don't think I could ever be a teacher. No, pass. Kudos to everyone who is a teacher, because it's not an easy job. Number 10, random. Are you a people watcher? Do you have good peripheral hearing? Share an anecdote or 3. I love watching people. I do. I think it's it's super fun. As far as an anecdote, I only have a couple of experiences. The first one is we were in San Francisco walking down the street, and the next thing we know, a naked bike ride was going by. That one was great. I would not want to ride no bicycle naked, and no, I'm just gonna go with no. So that one was great. And then the other one was, I was in Wisconsin again. I was having dinner, and look up outside, and there's a motorcycle going by, which it looked like he didn't have any clothes on, but he had a cape. I was like, all right. So both of my stories have to do with nudity. I don't know. Can't answer that one for you, but super fun. But I love watching people, especially if I'm at a cafe somewhere. You see the weirdest things when you're just sitting and watching other people. And it's super fun for me. Absolutely people watcher. I wish I had better peripheral hearing. I do love it when I'm with my husband, though, and there's someone who's speaking Farsi, because he can speak Farsi and understand them, and he doesn't necessarily look like someone who can understand them. And that is some of the best people watching, because you hear things that you just would never expect. It's great. Absolutely great. All right, so that's the end of the tag. It is a fun one. I do have my jar here as well. There's only 2 left in this. Unbelievable, there's only 2. So the first one, if I can get this out, is, it's Britta Bowler. I know Britta doesn't do a lot of tags, but I'm going to tag you anyway, Britta, if you want to do this one. It is super fun. I'd love to hear your stories about some of these things. So Britta Bowler is the first one. And the last one in the jar, and then now I get to refill, it's exciting, is Spread Book Joy, which is Jack's channel. So Jack, you were tagged in this as well. And then, so normally I would tag 3 or 4. So I'm going to tag Shelly Swearingen, who is wonderful, and I would love to hear her answers. And I'm going to also tag AJ Dunn from AJ Dunn Reads and Writes, because I don't get to tag them very often. So I'm going to tag those 4. Congratulations, you win the tag drawing. And with that, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, thanks. Bye.